Yes, more buttoning up. So today, let's see what we're doing. Okay, so we're doing some wiring, just done the headlight, which seems to be wired correctly as far as Dr. Google tells me. So I'm about to JB weld the bulb holder from the Vic in the back of here, and taking it out, you can see, I didn't expect this. It's not too bad. Wow. It's a sneaky one. Some hidden screws. That is what I need. And that is what it mounts into. So I'm going to chop that off. I actually thought it was that one, which is that one, but that may be a side marker, so we'll just leave that as it is for now. That's the one I need, that's the holder I need, and that is right there. So that is going to get chopped out. That's it, from there to there. Just going to leave it till tomorrow now. Maybe put some more to make it look a little bit prettier, but we have a fully functioning, probably indicator and side marker, or running light, or daytime light, you know, one of those. Okay. I'm thinking that is the orientation. So this one, I think, is going to be the bottom. Now, we have some threading to do. Now, move the radiator back like 2 to 3 inches, so it's all definitely a little bit tighter. Go away, fly. It's definitely a bit tighter than it was. A lot tighter than it was. Come on, I don't want to trim anything else. I'm leaving this hose clip on partly because I'm lazy, partly because I figure if that'll fit, everything will fit. Ah, okay. I see a clip. Okay, so it's so funny. I talk about doing a giveaway for this truck. Just turn away while I do this. Not leaking. We are very close. I think we're getting a little bit of clearance in here right now. Get this angle over, get it away from this AC line there. Okay, let's have a look at this one then. So height wise, it's going to go in on top. Okay, so ballparking it. That works. Now, the next part. And that is going to go above. Then going to need the same. See, told you guys, always OEM plus. So I suppose I better bring you up to speed. So transmission cooler lines are in and complete down there somewhere. So that's awesome. Bumper brackets are all painted. Took the scuttle off, got a clearance that over there. Bled the front brakes. Now I'm actually pulling this fender. I just did all the mounts, the 3 bolts at the front. This fender, I don't know what was twisted, but it wasn't happy about the 3 bolts that mounted at the front. So had to do a lot of finagling on this side. That side, a lot easier. But right now, what's happening is this is too close up here. And then you can see a gap there. So I want to see if I can do kind of like that with the door. And we'll see what the gaps are like, because I don't think a door seal is going to fill that up somehow. This is definitely not one of my brighter ideas, leaving this till later to do. This is all getting out of hand very quickly. Yeah. Yep. Okay, fender's off. You can get the door bolts. Now, to adjust the door, gotta take the hinge off. No, not the hinge, the latch, because that can pull the door up or down, and we don't want that. So tape where it was, and then at least you've got a starting point. Pull the latch, and then see where the door lands and if we can get rid of that. Right, that's off. That's the backing plate from that side of the holes. And I've stacked up the shims as they were, so I'm going to leave them like that for now. If we move the door back, we're going to be removing shims because the door is going to be closer to the B-pillar, which means this has to move towards the B-pillar as well. This door always did have a lot of pop, which I knew wasn't right, but felt really nice. So in not having a latch on, that's as close as it was shut. So witness marks we go looking for, and you can see right there we have a line and we have a corresponding line. Okay, so what I need to do is pack the door out. If packing the door out doesn't work, then we have a much bigger problem. Let's hope. How's it going? Oh, thank you for asking. Not well. We now have two straps, one for the hood and one for the front of the door, and of course the jack for the back of the door. Hinges off and the door doesn't fit. The door's a very different shape than the actual opening, aperture, and we've got a lot of rubbing, so I'm going to see what we've got in there. I'm going to bare metal it so I know exactly what we're working with, and then give it a wriggle, I suppose. This has to be the definition of mission creep. I thought, I'll glue the indicators into the back of the indicators and I'll take the grill off to do that. And I thought, you know, the grill's off, why not take the fender off and hang the hood from the ceiling and then reprofile the front of the front door so it fits nice. Yep. Well, I think I've got to a point where I found a stopping point. So this is all straight on a straight edge, the top of the door, and then down the A-pillar as well. But the roof goes up. So I think that's it. Body lines are good. Obviously I'm at an angle right now. The door's slightly out, but I'm tightened it in a little bit. It's sticking out slightly. To keep the small animals out of the blow motor, this is going to get basically glued in with black Permatex. Look at that for a camera move. So there you go, kind of just got glued in, and then I'm going to leave it overnight and then probably run another bead with my finger of Permatex around the edge, and then there's no reason for that ever to come out. And then we have this inspection cover there, and we have that dam, that vertical dam will stop any water coming from this area, which is where the wipers are going to be, where the vents in this are basically. So that inspection cover kind of negates that, and the rain comes in from there. Why, I don't know, but it's all sealed, so it's still all like a functional rain area from that point moving that way. So yeah, there you go, done. Right, with that air intake for the HVAC done, we are back to the reason I took the grill off in the first place. Nothing to do with the door adjustment, but from flashes. So that one is glued on, drilled out and glued on. And then what I thought was, why don't we make it a bit more reflective? Because, where'd it go? Have some wheel silver. It's got to be shinier than dull metal, right? Game on. While waiting for that paint to dry, I don't want to put the grill back on because I don't want to have to faff about putting those lights on. So I think I'm going to leave the grill till tomorrow now. Door. This door, I really like how it fits, and alignment is better, like around the top, at the back. Gaps, pretty good. It goes a bit haywire at the front, but I've yet to really jiggery around with this kind of area because I'm not happy with the hood. There's something up with the hinges and I can't figure out what it is. But this door has a really sticky kind of, oh, there we go. So it's just really sticky. So I just want to see what we can do about that. There we go. Reflective surfaces, all painted silver, glued in, back in. These cleaned after a lifetime of desert, and a little bit of silicone just to cover up that hole because oh, it was in stock. Note to self and anyone else who's doing this: there's a right hand and a left hand. They are handed for that cutout right there. Okay, it's always easier second time round. Right, it's definitely looking more like a truck again, about to go on the ground. So front wheels are on, bled the front brakes, and got an email off Range saying they are sending a package over for Cal, which is really exciting and means the front wheels and front brakes are coming back off. Going to be fitting something to this that I've never even thought about fitting. It's like super cool and highfalutin, I would even say. So everything down here is getting really tight. Got transmission lines coming through here now because we've got the cooler in, and everything works. Everything completely works, which is awesome. So that is that. I moved the mount for the front bumper on this side 10mm in, and now it's a little high. So that may need a bit more mods. What else? So we've wired, basically wired headlights in, all boring stuff, whatever. We've done a airbox bracket mount, that's that, and we have a JB welded bolt sitting there overnight. We adjusted that door. Fenders are back on. Now I'm going to drop it down and adjust that door. Position's good. I just want to move the striker just to make it a little bit easier to open and close. And then the hood's still not playing. I don't know what the deal is with this hood and why the back's popping up. And I've shimmed it. I've shimmed it on both sides to see if like it was stressing out, but it's not. Oh, I also started wrapping the loom because I just pulled a few wires out when I was having the running issue. But my back started hurting too much when I got that far, so we'll carry on doing that tomorrow. Never kept a vehicle long enough to put any kind of advertising on it. And this may be no different, but I got it printed, so let's put it on. I don't know if this is going to make any sense, but from my days of dirt bike racing and putting decals on, we always used to cut a strip. So it kind of gives you a little bit of time and safety so you don't get full stick when you're lining stuff up. So the top of this tape is going to line up with the top of that. I'm going to overlay it, and then we've got helpers to go on. Okay, let's hope we don't get air bubbles. That speck of dirt isn't going to annoy me. Whatever. I hope it's level. Oh, it's really good. There you go. And the other side for good measure. Jumping around still. Second airbox mounting tab just put on. Of course, painted that, then adjusted the hood by hitting it, and it showered new paint with sand. Awesome. Anyway, that's in. I'm gonna go with two for now. JB welded nut and then an original mount. I'm gonna go with that one. I don't think I'll need this one. This one's down here, but I can't really get to it, so I think it is what it is. We'll see how that goes. See how long this engine stays in. Okay, so we had a sacrificial seatbelt because usually when I put these the right way up, they work, but these were not playing. So this is the explosive bit that is usually kind of, I don't know, something like that. Anyway, it's on there. But what happens, that shoots this straight up there and it jams the wheel. So if you chop that body off, this drops out. I learned that by ruining this one and taking covers off that were labeled, don't take this cover off. So all you've got to do, and all I did for this one, is just chop that body off, took the bar out, and then it started working again. So I guess we're off to scrappers for another one. We got the 7/16 by 20 bolt for the upper hole for the seat bolt, but we need a spacer, slider, whatever. And this I think will work. I'm going to chop this there, and then I think it'll work. That whole user socket thing didn't really work out because I think they're hardened metal, so drilling out the center to go over the bolt did not happen. So it's in temporarily right now, semi-loose at the top, but I have a return for Home Depot tomorrow, so I think they may have a 7/16 sleeve, which I can cut down, but yeah. So Crown Vic bottom mount in the truck, and truck top mount. I just hope that that top mount isn't too high, so I've got enough belt to go around. If not, I'll have to lower the top mount down. Okay, Cal is at his next step of completion. Got the front wheels on with the spacers. They may not fit soon, depending on what is arriving in a box very soon, which could be very exciting, but they may be getting swapped out again. We shall see. Got a sticker on, so it actually looks like I know what I'm doing. What else have we done? Everything's wired up on the front. We're going to front it in now, and we're going to start gluing bulb holders and everything onto the back lights, and there's a ground there to be hooked up as well. But yeah, all the front lighting is actually functional. Yeah, glasses in, hood's on. Hood still doesn't close. Still don't know why. Got the gap, but don't know why. What do we think about the stance? Is it still low at the back? Let's have a look. I did actually send an email to ADTR to see if we could get some suspension goodies off them, so we'll wait for that. I think it's perfectly level. It's just there's a bigger, I think the rear wheel arches I think are lower, which should make it look like it's got a rake. I could do with like an inch spacer on the front. It's so sucked in. 1992. It's been fun. Actually, 1992 was a good year, but 2026 it is. That's all he wrote for now. Look at that, just action like a Rolls Royce. The back end look good?
Yeah.
Changes are the steering wheel and the back end now, that's it. So for Cal, stage 1 is complete. It's outside, legal, mobile. Need to get on with Flora and the new project for a little while, and then Cal will move on to stage 2. There we go. Thanks for watching. See you soon.